Let's start with Frank Lampard's Coventry City. Sandy, what do you make of the appointment?
The big cynical part of me is like, ugh, really? He's a big name and he's got a job despite a patchy managerial career. But then again, when you revisit it, actually, when you think what he did at Derby County under the circumstances, the players that he brought in as well on loan, elevated that squad that almost made it to the Premier League. His spell at Chelsea as well, they were under an embargo, weren't they? He did very well with them there. And Everton, I mean, is a basket case. Sorry, Evertonians, as far as what you're having to work with, you've got to really cut your cloth. Overall, therefore, my views are kind of softened. I know the fans are quite excited to have that stardust, but yeah, not entirely convinced yet.
I do think that managers who were players of a certain stature seem to have people are much more quick to judge them than people they'd never heard of before and ignore any good things they might have done. The job he did at Derby, yes, you can mitigate it and say he had great players on loan from Chelsea, but the reason that those players were on loan at Derby was because of Frank Lampard. And Doug King might think to himself, well, if we appoint Frank Lampard, there's a chance we might get 2 or 3 England internationals on loan in January in the summer, then that's got to be a positive. There were some underlying number red flag stuff where the data didn't suggest they were quite as good necessarily as the results, but that was his first season managing. In my view, when you consider the swap of Mark Robins for Frank Lampard, it makes very little sense.